Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So I guess a lot of you know that I recently just got a job and I finished my first week like 2 days ago. It's Sunday now. So yeah, I wanted to update you all. I really like it. I think of course I'm still learning the ropes and it's only been, 5 days. But honestly, I really like, again, the team that I'm working with. They're just really nice, cool people who, I don't know, I kind of like instantly felt welcomed. I felt invited. And then, of course, my students, like, they are honestly so kind. like, and they are fun and they're energetic and they are, they're kinder age. So they are, they're wild quite a bit, but, they're so freaking cute. Like, they're just, I don't know, like, it's kind of crazy to think that, 2 weeks ago I was like, what am I doing? Am I going back home? And now I have a job that I've already been a week through and I really like it. And I'm already looking at, places to move into and just like relocating, maybe not closer to work, but just somewhere nicer overall. So I think yeah, I don't know, it just kind of came at the right time. Like, I got to do a lot of fun stuff for my birthday and kind of had that freedom, which, you don't always get, especially when you're working the 9 to 5 grind, but I'm technically 9 to 6. But that's just kind of, anywhere. So it's not, I don't feel like, oh, work culture is toxic, blah, blah, blah. That's just how things were designed. Not that I disagree or agree with working 40 hours a week times however many days and weeks you work, and then equating that to, how long you actually have on Earth. But that's a different conversation for a different day. But yeah, overall, I'm just really thankful for where I ended up. And obviously, if you watched any of my previous videos, you know how much of a grind that was. But honestly, it just like, I found like the perfect place. And I just kind of, I think about that and I'm trying not to take it for granted, because I know, like, eventually there's the potential of, feeling like my commute is too long or not worth it, or getting frustrated, or just if you think too much, things start to build when you don't take the time to be thankful. Like, where I am right now is where I've wanted to be for a long time, and I've worked for it. And I honestly think if you spend too much time thinking about, oh, but I want to be XYZ, you really rob yourself of the present. And everyone's like, well, even when I was having my interview for this job, they were like, well, what do you want to do in 5 to 10 years? And I'm like, can we not think about that right now? Like, I get it. Like, you need to have some sort of vision for the future, but I don't want to think, oh, I want to be doing this in 5 years. So right now, what's in front of me, I'm not taking, care of. I'm not treating well. And I don't want to rob myself of that. Like, this whole week has been a lot of laughter, honestly. Like, these kids are so fun. And my team is, again, they're cool people who are my age, who like similar things. And, we're all coming together for this kind of shared goal, like helping these kids understand English. And also, like, all of us have this affinity and love for Japan and living here. And I get that it's not perfect. Nowhere is. Like, nowhere is, guys. But the peace that I feel here, the joy, the freedom I feel here, I never felt back in the U.S. ever. And now I have healthcare and all these things that just kind of come a part of getting a job here and just doing life here. Like, I don't know, there's a lot of peace that comes with that. And back in the U.S., I dealt with a lot of just like anxiety and stresses and concerns about this and that. And that kind of became my whole personality. Like, anxiety was like my whole identity. Not intentionally, but I find myself now in Japan not having like any fear or anxiety about pretty much anything, which is crazy. Everyone was like, maybe you should get on medication, maybe you should, and I'm not against it. I'm not against any of it, but sometimes I think your environment is really a big driving factor and how you're feeling. And the US gave me an incredible amount of anxiety and stress, and Japan just doesn't. I can breathe here. I can be, if that makes any sense to anyone watching. But yeah, so I'm excited to, I'm going to a Halloween party with one of my friends later tonight, which is exciting. And then I go back to work tomorrow. But, for Halloween, we get to take the kids trick-or-treating, and we get to do like, a Halloween, like, haunted house, kid-friendly, of course, for them. And, and then I have a 3-day weekend coming up, which is paid. And like, I don't know, there's so many cool things coming, and there are so many cool things that are right now. And so I'm just grateful. And I'm thankful that it worked out, and it worked out well. There was a few companies that I was like, man, to get a job here would be great, and it just didn't work. And to find where I am now, I'm like, that makes sense. Like, I wasn't supposed to get them. The door didn't open for a reason, and it's because something that was honestly really well fitted for me and my skill set was right around the corner. So yeah, let that be a reminder to not give up. It might take a while, it might be hard, but just because a certain door doesn't open doesn't mean there isn't one just on the next knock. So yeah, so 1 week into my new job here in Japan, teaching Kinder 2 with some of the cutest kids in the freaking world, with an amazing team that treat me really well. So yeah, I don't know, like, life just feels good, and I'm grateful. So yeah, anyway, until next time, guys, may your heart be your guiding key.